All right, hey, we rolling? Hey, welcome. This is Greg Nelson with the Hard Knock State. Hey, today I am. Can you cut the music there? Thanks. Hey, today we're going to talk to you about a video that I'm a little concerned about. You know, as I was writing this video and making the slides for what you're about to see here, I started to actually get pretty nervous. Nervous for my job. Hopefully, I don't get fired because these are truly industry secrets for the automotive industry.
Hey, you want your next car buying experience at a dealership to be like a walk in the park?
Review this video before you go out and go make your best deal. But hey, let's get into it. I got into the automotive industry, first selling vehicles in 1998 for a domestic line. I was in that for a short period of time and went back into another industry until 2005 when I got back into it. I started working at a small independent car dealership, a state licensed auto dealer. It was a family owned business, husband and wife. They put out a good quality pre owned product. And I was with them for about 4.5, 5 years from not really knowing much about the automotive industry, being able to run the dealership while the husband and wife hitched up their trailer and left for a month. Gosh, even at back then, handwriting financing contracts, appraising vehicles, knowing the pre-owned market back then, and then going to work for a new car branded dealership in about 2009 when the Great Recession really hit us pretty hard. And so I went through that market, worked for a Toyota dealership. Once we got in and we started getting out of the Great Recession and things started to get a little bit normalized, Toyota was hit with the unattended acceleration issues due to floor mat improper emplacement and stacking of a carpet remnant. Then shortly after that, the tsunami happened. So it was like one thing right after another. And then really, I've been with Toyota ever since. So for, gosh, the past 15 years of my time in the automotive industry has been spent with Toyota. But regardless of what brand or that you're loyal to, regardless of what manufacturer you're going out, this is not a pitch for Toyota nor the dealership I work for. So let's get into it. And again, hopefully I don't get fired for this. When we first go into a car dealership, the statistics today say there's been, before a buyer ventures in a dealership, they have done research on one vehicle for 40 hours. After you've done your research, regardless of whether it's new, pre-owned, whether you're buying from a new car dealership or a state licensed used car dealership, don't talk about the price. Right up front, if you want the best deal, don't talk about the price. When you first initiate contact, don't ask what's the best price, the most you'll get for your trade, what's the best rate. No one can accurately determine what all that information is based off of just one email reply or one phone call into them. It's really going to take, there's a lot of moving parts to this, especially if you have a trade and if you're financing a vehicle. And for one salesperson to give you all that information, not know anything about you, not know the real workings of the vehicle that you have. Pictures are great, but seeing the vehicle in person is where you're really going to get the true value of your vehicle. Don't use form letters. When you're emailing, boy, these were played out 15 years ago. True sales professionals are extremely busy. And if you want them to play ball with you, the best thing I could say is that don't use the form letter. If you're driving into the dealership, park up front where you're going to be noticed. Don't park your car across the street. Don't try to hide your trade-in from the dealership, okay? Don't park it in the place of business next to the dealership you're visiting. You want to be start your buying experience off on the right foot. The old adage is hide everything you can and then spring it on them at a later time. But this is, I've got to tell you, I've seen this blow up in more customers' faces than than anything else is hiding information. You want to let them know right up front what you got. You're interacting with people, and nobody likes the aggressive, as much as you don't like that aggressive salesperson pressuring you, arm twisting you to get you to buy a car. uh, Look, they don't like that either. The people out there who think that if they go into a car dealership mean, upset, unhappy, not letting the dealer know anything about, and fighting the dealership on everything, that they are going to get the very best deal. In fact, that again, like that form letter, using a form letter, or asking, trying to get all the information based off of everything that you need to know about a monthly payment before you even come in to look at a car. Remember, you're dealing with other human beings, and so emotion, and people who like each other do business with each other. And so if you're very hard and hard to get along with, usually this is because this is what somebody taught you along the way on how to negotiate with other people. Okay, but the furthest thing is from the truth. It's the exact opposite. Business people, when they go into another business, or when they are doing business with anybody else, they are going to try to build rapport with each other, and they're going to try to build a relationship, because that's how sales is built on. Sales is in business is built on relationship and the trust between those two parties. And so start off on the right foot. Don't tell the salesperson that you are shopping from dealership to dealership. You're going to take all the information and you're going to go and run off, and you're just going to completely waste the salesperson's time. How would it logically make sense for them to want to help you if they know that they're going to spend an hour or two of their time to know that you're going to take their numbers and shop it all over town? Okay, so give your salesperson a real shot to earn your business from the very start. And remember, you'll catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. So be friendly and try to get to know a little bit about that sales professional you're engaging with. Find out how long they've been in the business. What do they like to do in their off time? What car do they drive? What are their hobbies? Because hey, look, they're doing that with you, trying to build a relationship with you. You should reciprocate it and do it to them. Okay, because I'll tell you what, that is going to knock a salesperson back if that happens to them. Okay, if you take interest in them like they're taking interest in you, then you're going to quickly develop a rapport and a relationship in a very short period of time, and that salesperson will fight to try to get a deal done for you. And so that is what you want, and you don't want to make it harder than what it has to be. Now, a big caution, okay? And, we live in a buyer beware society, and America has always been a buyer beware society, okay? So there are some dealers who give the automotive industry a bad rep, okay? And so if you walk in and you're kind and you're giving respect and you're doing all this for them, but it's not being reciprocated, instead you hear like little jokes, little laughters, little snickers, and little, condescending and rude and sarcastic comments back to you. Just turn around and run away as fast as you can, and go find a dealer that's going to treat you with respect and dignity as a consumer and as a human being. So make sure when you're calling in, so what you do want to ask is, you do want to make sure that the vehicle is either available, it can be ordered, or it's in stock at the dealership. Okay, do schedule an appointment to meet with the salesperson at the dealership. Even if the vehicle isn't there yet, you want to have power when you're calling, or when you're emailing in or responding to an internet advertisement or posting about a vehicle. As a consumer, you want to have leverage and power. Just right off the beginning, just go in and tell them, hey, can this vehicle I'm interested in, do you have it in stock? If you don't have it in stock, Is it available coming in? And if yes to everything, set the appointment with as little or as minimal communication as possible. You do want to be prepared ahead of time. Your trade in is absolutely cleaned out. Okay, you're putting your best foot forward. You want to make sure your down payment is accessible either on a credit card or if you are writing a check. Just understand in most dealerships today, they have scrutiny on par with banks and credit unions. Okay, and so if you're planning on writing a check in today's world, a personal check, just know that you're going to have to back that up with a credit application until that those funds clear for the most part and for most dealerships. Okay, make sure your credit is unfrozen. Okay, this is a big mistake people make all the time. And I've seen people lose out on car deals because of this, because they go in, try to buy and finance that car, and they can't get it. They forgot that it was frozen and they can't get it immediately unlocked. So they got to go home and they got to wait because it's a weekend, it's a Sunday, they can't get a hold of the credit bureaus, whatever it is. Okay. And make sure you have all the necessary documentation in place. Okay, documentation for proof of income, documentation for proof of residence, a valid driver's license, a valid auto insurance ID card. If you're new or newer to the United States or you're a first time buyer, you're going to have your social security card with you. And if you're credit challenged, just know uh, credit challenge does not mean you're not going to get approved for a car loan. But how you're going to maximize if you're credit challenged and you want a car loan, what you want to do is you want to have all these documents in place before the dealer even has to ask you for them. And so make sure you also bring up to 10 references, personal references, name, addresses, and phone numbers with their relationship to you ahead of time. And the more professional you could make it look, and the more professional you can keep a file together of this information and bring it into the dealership, the greater you are of increasing your chances of getting approved for a car loan and at a favorable rate or a rate that your credit history would qualify you for. So, hey, the next step to this is when you greet the sales professional. Okay, now we've contacted them. We look and remember, we want minimal information right up front. Okay, by just going in and automatically setting the appointment to go in and meet with the dealership, and knowing that they have it available in stock or on the way, or you could be reserved or ordered, or if it's a used car and it's physically there. If it's none of the above, they can't order the car, they can't do any of this stuff. Okay, don't waste your time and move on. Okay, but if that dealership has accessibility to it, or it can be ordered, contact and work with that dealership. Okay, and that sales professional, and your leverage is going to come in for just automatically setting an appointment, walking in prepared, ready to buy the vehicle. Okay, and then once you're there and you greet the sales professional.
So you want to get a good deal on a new truck, van, car, SUV. Hey, one of the biggest things to keep in mind is the person who you're buying the car from, that truck, your minivan. Got to keep in mind they're human beings also.
Remember, first impressions are everything, not just for the sales professional, but also for you as the consumer. So smile and shake hands. Don't be difficult to work with. Remember, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. By you being proactive in everything, you have the power, and you're driving the reins. Okay, so when you meet them immediately, just be, hey, confidence, smile, shake hands, and let them know your name and what you're there for, what you're trying to achieve, what car you're going to want to look at or get information on, and let them know right up front that you have a trade-in. Okay, this is completely different than what the car buying book is going to tell. Just say, hey, look, I would really love it. Could you, while we're out looking or I'm getting information on that vehicle I'm interested in purchasing, could your appraiser take a look at my vehicle? You don't have to tell them, it will save you a bunch of time, but the reality is, by doing this, and you by just asking the salesperson to have the appraiser or used car manager evaluate your trade-in right away while you're getting information, will save you about 30 to 40 minutes of time spent at the dealership. Okay. And while they're doing that, you're getting the information, and you're doing it in a quick and a concise period of time. You also want to be truthful and upfront about your trade-in. Okay. In today's world, there is no hiding information from the dealership about your vehicle or your trade-in. And used car managers and dealerships today, they have all the software programs. They have access to all the auto auction information. If something perchance does happen to slip by the used car manager or the appraiser at the dealership and the technicians find it later, you're going to sign legal paperwork when you go sign all the legal paperwork for your car deal, that you're not misrepresenting that trade-in. And so if the technician or mechanic catches it, it could possibly lead to legal actions for you as a consumer. The dealership doesn't want that, the salesperson doesn't want that, and you as the consumer do not want that. So look, just be truthful and upfront about everything. Okay. Now, while they're appraising the vehicle, let the sales professional do his job and sell the vehicle and demonstrate the vehicle and the workings of that vehicle to you. Let them get invested in their selling their goods and services to you. You want an equal amount of investment from them, demonstrating how everything works properly to you. So you know 100% that you're buying the right vehicle that's going to fit your needs. And if it fits your needs, we're going to make the dealership fit that car into your budget. And so, again, we don't want to talk pricing when we engage at all with the sales professional. Okay. Everything that you've been told that the used car buying books have told you to, keep all this information close to your vest and everything else. One thing we don't want to do is we don't want to give them any information that if we don't make a deal with that dealership, we're going to take their information and go elsewhere. We want to have the salesperson having the best image of us as the consumer, so they will fight harder for us to make a deal. Okay, so remember, set an appointment with minimal communication. Bring your trade-in, be truthful about your trade-in, let them know everything about your trade-in because they're going to figure it out anyway. And then let the sales professional demonstrate the vehicle, let them do their job, have an enjoyable time, just like you're going to go see a show, okay? And let that sales professional put on a show for you. And if they're respectful and kindful and they want to demonstrate the vehicle to you, let them do it. In fact, encourage them to do it, because their time, again, will be invested into you as the buyer. Vehicle you're interested in, especially in today's market, has a lot of tech features and options that you may have forgotten about in your research, not aware of how it operates. So they are your sales professional, especially in a new car dealership today. They are actually like a product specialist or a brand ambassador for that line. However, and this is really important, don't beat the sales professional up. Just remember, you as the consumer, in most cases, you've done 40 hours of research on that one vehicle before you've even walked into the dealership. And so the sales professional, they have over 20 vehicles in their lineup. Each vehicle may have 3 to 6 grades or trim packages. And there could be 3 to 10 optional packages and features within each trim package or grade of that vehicle. Okay, and you're focusing on one particular car with a set group of particular packages and everything else. It can at times get confusing. So All I could say is just have a little bit, be easygoing, okay? Be easy to work with, and just understand that there is a little bit of room for error. But Moroni stickers will be available on the window sticker of every vehicle, so you can understand what's on the package and get it. If they don't have it in stock, get it built and ordered the way that you're looking for. With used cars, okay, understand that a used car has been driven on the road, and most likely it's been driven on the road in metropolitan places. And so the dealership could do a great job of reconditioning vehicles, but hey, the used car is not and ever will be a new car once again. Once it rolls off the lot, it's a used car. You're commuting in that car every single day, okay? The mechanics and the overall reliability of the vehicle is what's most important when you're shopping used or pre-owned vehicles. Little things like small scratches, door dings, window chips that do not impact the driver's vision. Interior stains, even small fluid seepage, is common on most vehicles that have been driven or commuted in on a regular basis. The used vehicle is also usually priced to condition and market. Some damage could have potentially have been if you're on the car lot and you see, let's say, a chip in the windshield that is in the driver's vision, or something like that, or damage on the vehicle. Got to keep in mind, a lot of times these cars are packed in tight next to each other. There's been multiple test drives on one vehicle. There could have been damage happened on the lot or done during a test drive prior to you getting there and seeing the vehicle. But when the car hit the lot, that vehicle was usually priced to condition and market. And so if you have concern about the used vehicle you're buying and interested in, and the dealer can address it, don't walk away from not buying or considering buying that vehicle. Address the concern with the sales professional and bring it up again. This is important. Bring your concerns up again when you get to the point of talking about pricing on the vehicle. Okay, if we're working for our best deal, we need to understand there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of communication going on. We don't want things that we've once said at the beginning to get forgotten about while we're talking about pricing, because once that deal is done, it is much harder to go back in and renegotiate everything after a contract has been signed. Okay, contracts are legally binding, and so if you're buying from a branded, so here's the thing: if you're buying from a branded new car dealership or state licensed car dealership, there is less risk versus curb sellers and private party sellers. Okay, definitely during this time, get an outside buyer's inspection, a third party inspection on the vehicle prior to the purchase of those vehicles. But can at a new car dealership blow your car deal? Absolutely it can. And I got to tell you, in the 20 years that I've sold automotive automobiles, okay, there's only been a handful of times, a few times in the whole 20 years that I've been doing this, where I've seen a customer doing an outside buyer's inspection and not coming back with a laundry list of recommendations. But this is true, okay? Hey, your dealership, they are an anchoring of business in your community. They take their name and their brand seriously. Why would they jeopardize it by selling you a jalopy? Why would they? They don't want the hassle of you trying to get out of a car deal and wanting your money back, wanting your trade-in back. Okay, so nobody wants to go through that, and they don't want you to have to go through that either. Dealerships today are in business to earn your business. Okay, it's a highly competitive market. And so understand that outside mechanics also do not make money, okay, on buyers' outside inspections. They don't make money on that. They make money on the repair of those vehicles, okay, on the repair of the recommendations they're leaving you with. And they're not really doing it to try to screw over or blow your car deal. And I don't want to make this sound like that in any stretch of the imaginations. They are giving you recommendations of things that they would fix on that car if you were their client. And their job is to make repairs on automobiles to make sure your car is running safe at all times now and in the future, and it's also a reliable car, and that they're a place you can rely on to go back to for maintenance, service, and repairs. And so, with that, uh, they want you to be jazzed. They expect you to be jazzed about buying the car that you're bringing. If you're bringing the car into them for an outside buyer's inspection, that mechanic or that outfit is probably excited for you, and they think you're excited about buying that car, and so they're expecting that you're going to come back and do work with them. And so they give you a lot of recommendations on how to go, what needs to be fixed. However, again, recommendations doesn't mean anything's wrong with it as its working state right now. And many times recommendations add up to be more of the cost. The price cost of the repairs of those recommendations can add up to be more than the cost of just buying an extended vehicle service contract, or what a lot of people would know as an extended warranty, which would cover the cost of any repairs. So if you're worried about future expenses when purchasing a pre-owned vehicle, hey, save yourself the headache and buy the extended warranty or the extended vehicle service contract, because you will save money in the long run. Test drive the vehicle before talking price, okay? We're going to use all of our senses when we're test driving the motor vehicle, okay, that we're interested in purchasing. We're going to look for indicator lights on the dashboard, especially check engine lights, okay? We're going to listen to the vehicle. We're going to listen to the operation and the road noise, the feedback, everything of the vehicle, and not the radio. Stereo systems today, their speaker systems, everything can be replaced for dirt cheap in comparison to the price of the vehicle that you're buying, okay, or you're spending for your or purchasing, right? We're talking about automobiles that are $20,000, $30,000, $10,000, even $5,000, and you're concerned with the $500 stereo and speaker system, okay? Forget about it, right? Understand that when we're doing this and we're listening, we're also feeling for anything abnormal or out of place with the vehicle we're looking at purchasing. And understand that each brand of vehicle, each manufacturer engine will sound, and the vehicle will sound a little bit different, slightly different when driving on the road. But what we're really listening for, we're listening for grinding noises, metal clanging noises, squealing, thumping, knocking, okay, those type of noises. We want to feel the brakes when we're test driving it. So part of demonstrating the vehicle will be to take it on the freeway and also on city roads or residential roads. On a residential road, when there's nobody behind you, you want to hit the brakes and make sure that the car brakes straight. Not only are we letting the salesperson demonstrate the vehicle to us, but we're also gathering information about everything of this vehicle, new or used. Okay. And then after the test drive, we still don't want to talk about price. Believe it or not, we don't want to mention anything, not one iota about a trade-in value that we're expecting at this point in time when you're done with the test drive. What you do want to do, if you're interested in the car, tell the sales professional, I want to go in and I want to look over pricing immediately. And because it's their job to ask you to buy the car, you know it's coming. Don't fear it. Take charge. When you do that, you'll have the power in negotiating your car deal. And showing that you are interested is actually your leverage. And no dealer or sales professional this is so important. No dealership or sales professional wants to see an interested party leave the dealership without driving off in their car. You hold the power. Let the sales professional cater to your needs. Let them give you the coffee. Let them fetch you a cup of glass or a bottle of water, or if you offer other kind of refreshments, let them bring it to you while you sit down and take a load off of your feet and your back. And that will give you time to talk with the partner you're with, or think about your thoughts while they're getting up and getting you a refreshment. It will let you gather your thoughts of how you're going to negotiate on your car deal. Before a dealership talks pricing and payments, usually they are going to ask for information. So give them the information they need. Do it as quickly as possible. It will save you time and get things moving along as quickly as possible. The quicker your salesperson can move, the quicker you as the consumer can negotiate your car deal, the quicker you can get done in and out of finance, the finance office, insurance and finance office, the quicker you can take delivery of your car, the quicker you could go on to more important things than having to go to a dealership to buy a car. They're trying to make your car deal for you because it is easier for them to just buy that car from you versus them going to the auto auction and fighting with other dealerships to get that. But keep in mind this too, okay? They will go do that and fight if they have to pay more for your vehicle than what they can get for at the dealer auto auction. Okay, so the good condition trade-in value, book value minus reconditioning, that is the real value, trade-in value of your vehicle. That is another industry secret. I hope doesn't get me in trouble here. No matter what they tell you, okay, it is what a dealer could buy it for at the local auto dealer, private dealer auction. This is where you tell your sales professional, okay, what you're trying to accomplish. Your sales professional is there to fight for you. Okay, they're there to fight to try. They're more of a consultant in today's market than they are a salesperson. They're there to try to fight for you to make a deal. And again, you being in the dealership is power. Okay, it gives you the leverage to work your best deal. Communicate with your sales professional. Be flexible with your offer. Every new car dealer expects your sales professional to go over the vehicle, okay, before you drive home in it. You've now negotiated your best deal, okay? You went through the finance office, you signed all your legal paperwork, okay? It's been a joyful experience. You saw a show. The sales professional performed a show of demonstrating this major product in front of you, the second biggest purchase you're ever going to make. They did it. They danced. They did backflips for you. Okay. They took you on a test drive. They show you how everything worked, and you're driving home in your new car. So enjoy this process. You enjoyed letting the sales professional do backflips for you to get you to show you everything about the car and have you buy the car. Now enjoy the delivery process of having them go over all the features and benefits again of the vehicle. There's things about this now at this point in time that they didn't show you before. They probably didn't pop the hood open. They probably didn't show you the oil cap. They probably didn't show you spare tire jack locations if there's a spare tire repair kit in the car instead of a spare tire. They probably didn't get into depth and show you the touchscreen, the workings of the touchscreen, any cameras, safety features, monitors, lane keep assist, pre-collision system, USB, streaming Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, satellite radio, Wi-Fi connections, Wi-Fi hotspots. They probably didn't tell you about all this. They probably didn't go into depth, but this is where you let them do it. They're going to spend 20 or 30 minutes more with you, hit on the points they didn't hit during the demonstration, and then you're off and you're happy. And you worked your best deal at the car dealership. And again, I'm sorry if I offended anybody with this. I'm sorry if I offended anybody in the automotive industry. I'm just trying to help people learn how to negotiate the things they want out of life.